Hey guys, Allison here. Well, we are in the Christmas season now, and we meditate on the mysteries of the Rosary. I hope you do that every day, it's super important. But I'd like to make a suggestion, particularly with the joyful mysteries, that you take some time now and meditate between the mysteries, all right? Because I think there's a lot that we can really gain from that. So after the angel Gabriel came and gave the good news to Mary, right? The first thing she did, she ran to see her cousin Elizabeth. So picture her like getting ready, like, what do I do? She didn't tell Joseph right away, obviously, because we know that because later on, he didn't believe her. But she ran with haste. She must have been so excited to share this good news with Elizabeth, to help Elizabeth. What's her first impulse? Let me help her. She's older. She might need my help, right? So the 3 months she spent with Elizabeth and Zechariah must have been very special. Zechariah couldn't speak either, remember, until John the Baptist was born. So what must that time have been like that she spent with them? And I think to kind of like even pray to Elizabeth and Zechariah that they must have gained so much wisdom and so much grace being in the presence of Christ, the first ones, all right? That's where he spent his first 3 months of human existence, was with Elizabeth and Zechariah. So it's a beautiful thing to meditate on. After she visits her cousin Elizabeth, obviously, she, when she gets there, she's really excited. And she prays the Magnificat, that my soul magnifies the Lord. So she spent that time. But now she has to leave. After Elizabeth gives birth, she leaves. And between that mystery and the birth of Christ, there was a real crisis in Mary's life because Joseph didn't believe her, right? It was an angel that had to appear to him in a dream and allay his fears. He had decided to divorce her quietly. So that must have been a very difficult time for Mary, a time where she remained silent and let God act. All right, so are there times where we try to defend ourselves, but we have to be silent and wait for God to act, and he will. All right, so to think about that, maybe you're waiting in a situation for God to act. Ask St. Joseph to intercede because he can relate. Imagine the pain that he was going through. And obviously that all worked out, and they go to Bethlehem, and Jesus is born. 8 days later is the presentation where they bring him to the temple. Can you imagine the pure joy of those 8 days? All right, just, to think about the time they spent with him. All right, they had the shepherds had all come. I think tradition really says that the wise men didn't get there for quite a while, so it wasn't within those first 8 days. So the first thing they did was go to consecrate him to God in the temple. Now, he was God, and yet they followed the letter of the law. So imagine this young couple going there and then answering a long-held prayer of Simeon. Sorry, slipped my name. That God had revealed to him that he would not die until he saw the Messiah. All right, and Anna, who a widow since after 7 years of marriage is now 80 years old, had been praying in the temple, and here that was fulfilled. And what did he say? That this is the light of all nations. There's a beautiful, if you have a chance, beautiful painting by Ron DiCiani called Simeons Moment, where he's holding the baby Jesus superimposed over a map of the world, and he's the light. So beautiful. So we meditate on that like that, but also that's where he gave her that prophecy that a sword would pierce her heart. So those first few days were pure joy, and then reality starts to set in that there would be that piercing of her heart. All right, and what did they have to do? They had to then flee into Egypt because Herod was going to kill Jesus. So during that time, during those first 12 years, imagine, spend some time thinking about it. What was it like when they had breakfast together, when they had lunch together? What did they learn from Jesus? What did he learn on a human level from them? All right, and then the finding of him, the child Jesus in the temple. Talk about stress, all right? They're entrusted with the Son of God himself, and they lose track of him. That had to be so stressful. And the joy of finding him, right? And what did it say? That he was obedient to them, All right. Now, again, he showed the priority was he was here to do the will of his Father. And yet, he showed that part of that will was being obedient to his state in life as a child with his parents. And I think we can learn a lot from that for all of us, that being obedient to God is being obedient to our state in life. All right, putting your spouse first, taking care of your children, being diligent about your work. All right, whatever it is that you're called to. All right, so I think if you take a little time, I mean, there's so much richness between the mysteries. So that's just a suggestion. Wishing you all a blessed and holy new year. Let's pray it's a better one. It's been a real tough year for a lot of people and for the world. So may God bless you. Make sure you like and share the video, and be sure to hit the subscribe button. God bless you.